And yet, another video on criticism. Haven't you made too many already? Didn't we get the point? I've got another point, and I want to talk about why sometimes Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta would not let their disciples criticize. They just basically shut them up. Stop it! Get out of here! I don't want to hear it. Why was that? Now, this is extremely important because sometimes the devotees were complaining about misbehavior, and we know misbehavior affects other devotees. It must be corrected, it must be stopped, it must be adjudicated in some cases, it must be dealt with. Sometimes Srila Bhaktisiddhanta and Srila Prabhupada didn't want to hear it. Of course, it wasn't something big they didn't want to hear. This devotee is disturbing the whole mat. But from our Western perspective, sometimes it did sound like a pretty big disturbance that we would be extremely upset about. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be upset. There are things that it would be bad not to be upset about. But I was pondering this point. Why did they sometimes just quiet their devotees and say, I don't want to hear this? Vaishnava philosophy teaches humility, and actually criticism is the opposite. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said, the reason I criticize is because I don't have a drop of humility. So we have this juxtaposition. Here's pride, and criticism really helps. If you want to be proud, criticize. It really substantiates your position and reinforces it. And, it's a good boost to your ego when you criticize another person. Nothing to do with humility. So it's a disease. We came in this world to be God. Criticism helps us maintain that position. Humility neutralizes, destroys that position. So they obviously want to teach humility. They obviously want us to practice humility. Some of us cannot actually call a thief without getting involved in criticism. So yes, call a thief. Protect others so he won't steal. But some of us can't do that without going on and on. He's a thief, and he's a this, and he's a that. And when you look at his face, you can tell, actually, he's just pretending to be a devotee and blah, 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 blah. So in situations like that, or with devotees like that, then we can understand Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, Srila Prabhupada is like, stop. Because these devotees are like alcoholics who, if they take one drop, this is actually a fact, if you have a certain bodily constitution, if you take one drop of alcohol, you will drink like a 12-pack of beer. You can't do it. It's not possible. Other people can take a drop. That's it. Previously, they drink here and there. But the alcoholic who has that nature, they can't. It's impossible. Some people are addicted to fault finding. And seeing that kind of addiction within the heart, then Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta would just stop it. Don't take that one drop. Now, I know what the devotee did is wrong, but you're not the person to tell me, because when you tell me, you're going to go down. You're going to get into it. It's going to bother you. It's going to disturb you. You're going to disturb others. So that's my realization for what you think it's worth. Maybe you are not in that category, and you can perfectly, in a sattvic way, deal with issues in a Vaishnava manner without any enmity, without any pride. Do it very humbly. Fantastic. But I think their concern is that many, many devotees cannot do that, and therefore you're dealing with the alcohol, even you're just serving the alcohol, but it's alcohol, and you have an addiction, and you might just drink it even though you're serving it. It might go to your mind. So getting near the addiction of fault finding, for some of us, it's actually dangerous for our spiritual life, and therefore sometimes, stop it, quiet. Also, Prabhupada didn't want to create that culture in ISKCON where it's okay just to criticize. Now, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said something. It was amazing. He said, even if they've done something wrong, it doesn't mean necessarily you have a right to criticize. Because criticism may not be of any benefit to anyone or the situation. So sometimes you just have to leave it because it'll take care of itself, or nobody can take care of it. Nothing can be done, or it will just happen automatically. Not in every case, but sometimes that's all that can happen. Hare Krishna.